Welcome to the Light of Joy, the podcast where self discovery meets transformation and small steps lead to lasting change. I'm your host, Abbas Salahshour, and I'm so glad you've joined me today. Whether you're here to unlock your potentials, heal from past wounds, or embark on a journey of deep personal growth, or perhaps trying to find your light of joy, you are in the right place. Every episode of The Light of Joy is designed to guide you through the art of turning seemingly insignificant moments into powerful catalysts for transformation. Together, we'll explore the strength of self worth, the importance of daily action, and the soul deep impact of reclaiming your value. It's time to discover how even the smallest changes in our lives can have massive ripple effects, starting with this very episode. So take a deep breath, open your mind, and let's dive into today's episode. The power you forgot you had. You may have heard people talk about small steps or baby steps when it comes to growth, but here's the truth. Small doesn't mean insignificant. In fact, those little actions, when rooted in your self-worth, carry immense power. But let's back up a bit. Why does self-worth matter in the first place? Because every action you take reflects what you believe about yourself. If you deeply value yourself, even the smallest act of kindness toward your body, your mind, or your spirit becomes a declaration. I matter. I am worth the effort. We often think transformation must look grand, like quitting our job, moving cities, starting over. But the most lasting, soul aligned changes happen in the quiet spaces. The 5-minute habit, the decision to speak kindly to ourselves, the courage to say no. Let me share something personal. A few years ago, I started journaling for 5 minutes each morning. I wasn't trying to be perfect or profound. I just wanted to hear myself. At first, it felt small, but over time, that tiny ritual reminded me daily that my thoughts are valid, my voice matters. That 5-minute act became a mirror of my self worth, and with that foundation, bigger changes followed. Here's the truth I want you to hear today. You don't change your life by doing more. You change it by knowing your worth and doing what honors it. Let's make this practical. You want to raise your self-worth? Start with small acts that reflect care and respect. Set boundaries. Say no when something doesn't align with your values. Speak to yourself with kindness. Your inner voice sets the tone for your day. Honor your time. Spend it like it's precious, like it's the only thing you have. Because it is. Start a habit that reflects self-respect. That might be drinking water, stretching for 5 minutes, or simply breathing deeply before answering a text. Let's take another example. Imagine you're feeling lost in your career, unsure of your value. Instead of trying to reinvent your whole life overnight, take one small step at a time. Update your resume, not to impress others, but to remind yourself of your own journey. That's a self-worth move. Or maybe you've been putting off a health goal. Instead of beating yourself up, honor your body by taking a 10-minute walk. Not to lose weight, not to perform, just to show yourself that you are worth caring for. You see, the shift isn't just external, it's deeply internal. It's the difference between I have to do this to be enough and I am enough, so I'm going to do this. Let's pause. I want to ask you something personal. What's one small step you could take today, not to prove yourself, but to honor yourself? It might be writing down 3 things you love about who you are. texting someone to ask for help, saying something like, I'm proud of myself out loud, even if it feels awkward at first, looking in the mirror and not criticizing what you see. In fact, these are not just feel good activities, these are soul aligning practices. Every time you do something that reflects your value, you rewire your beliefs and raise your standards. You teach yourself that you are worth showing up for. There's something beautiful that happens when you begin to see your value. You stop rushing. You stop begging. You stop over explaining. You begin to move with intention. You set boundaries not to keep people out, but to protect the version of yourself that you are nurturing. And slowly, the way you move through life changes. Not because life got easier, but because you stopped settling for less than what your soul knows it deserves. And again, it all starts with small soul anchored steps. Let's go even deeper. Do you know how you raise your standards? Definitely not by shouting it. Definitely not by announcing it to the world in your stories on Instagram, but by no longer accepting what contradicts your worth and your value system. That might look like walking away from conversations that drain you, or saying yes to opportunities that challenge you to grow, letting go of people who only value the old version of you, and investing in your growth, whether through time, learning, or self care. In fact, these aren't easy shifts, but they are honest ones, and they are the ones that lead to real lasting freedom. So today I invite you to ask yourself, what would someone who truly values themselves do today? Then do it, even if it's small, even if it's silent, even if nobody sees it. That one act might be the spark that lights up your soul. Thank you for joining me on today's episode of The Light of Joy. I hope this conversation has awakened a deeper sense of your own worth and the quiet power of small intentional steps. Remember, transformation doesn't begin with force, it begins with respecting your soul and acting accordingly. If this episode resonated with you, take a moment to reflect. What's one small thing you'd do today to raise your standards and honor your self worth? If you found value here, please subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone who may need this gentle reminder. And as always, remember, you are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming, step by small, sacred step. Until next time, stay mindful, stay grounded, and keep walking in the light of joy.